Hello, everyone. My name is Qiuming Yao. I'm a CSE faculty member. Today, I'm going to pitch you a new project called P3DB. We want to build a new framework to host the protein modification data. My lab is called Integrated Digital Omics Lab. My lab is a bioinformatics lab. Bioinformatics is the area where computer science meets biology and statistics. Many people say, let data talk. The data cannot talk, please. The data can be only meaningful when we data scientists model, analyze, or visualize them in a proper way so that they can be easily interpreted. As a bioinformatics researcher, in our lab, we constantly develop scalable algorithms, softwares, and databases to integrate these different types of biological data sets. This framework is to host protein modification data. So what is protein modification? All kinds of lives in this world are called cellular organisms. No matter for plants, animals, and bacteria, they are all composed of cells. Each cell holds tens of millions of proteins. From information point of view, proteins are just sequences of amino acids. This is essentially true from humongous dinosaurs to beautiful flowers, from you to me. The only difference for different proteins is their sequence lengths may be different and their amino acid components may be different. And proteins can also have different types of modifications on its sequence. So here is a figure showing different types of modifications. The modifications can be very important in terms of the protein functions. Some of the modifications may cause diseases, such as cancer. Some modifications, they can help the plants to grow. The most popular type of the modification is called phosphorylation. In 2009, some plant scientists came to us and asked us if we can build a database to host this type of data. So we built a P3DB. P3DB is essentially PPPDB. It's plant protein phosphorylation database. So now it's been there for more than a decade. We are very proud to actively develop and maintain this database to serve our scientific community. As you can see, in the first version in 2009, the database looks very basic. It's just a collection of static HTML pages. And then in the version 2.0, then we start to use some fancy CSS. And in the version 3, we use more JavaScript features. So then we can interact with our users in a more visualized way. Now, recently, we built 4.0. We use a more fancy framework called Angular. Now we are asking, what is version 5? Let me show you a little bit about the functions in P3DB. The scientists can not only view the protein and the modification information from our website, we also integrate other important informations such as protein structure and the function annotations. So the scientists can view all of these informations in one store. We also build fancy network viewers because the data are not isolated. They are all interconnect each other. We also implemented a lot of functions for the user center. If the user log into the user center, they can manage and host their own data sets, and they can also leave comments. But honestly speaking, our website and database are becoming old. Our data sets becoming old, and the framework is becoming old. Right now, the database cannot host various types of data for protein modification. We can only support a limited number of species. We don't have a generalized function to automatically add, update, or delete data sets. Right now, if we want to update the data, it's a very painful procedure. It involves a lot of manual processing. The user center is not as secure as we want. And to developers, the current website is too heterogeneous in terms of the technology. The front end and the back end are using different technologies, and we want to explore if we can use Python as a unified framework. Especially Python is also good at doing scientific computing. Right now, the website cannot support rich data sets, such as quantitative data and unstructured data types. So we do have some vision for the new P3DB. We want to build a new unified and scientific-driven platform. We want to have a standard data processing procedure by a more unified definition on the data types. We want to define a set of essential functions and the visualization tools to serve our protein modification data. We want to increase the security as a very popular database. We want to use more flexible databases in the backend, but we want to have a more general data connector in the middle level. Our P3DB has a deep and wide impact in the worldwide science community. In the last 10 years, we have published more than 5 papers in this website and the database. But what makes us more proud of is that we see a lot of scientists using our functions and the data from our P3DB to make new discoveries and come up with their own publications. That means our database is very useful and can create very fruitful impact. I put some examples here to show you people use our database and the framework to do their own work. Now, you can imagine in the next few years, no matter where you are, no matter what kind of work you are doing, if you want, you can also always open our website to see your work is still running there. I can promise you, as long as I'm doing this work, I will not let this work down. So my dear undergraduates, come and join us. Let's build a new version of PyP3DB and make it popular for the next decade. Thank you very much.